Recent survey of 500 tech sector executives led to some alarming findings indicating significant usage of and reliance on drugs and alcohol to cope with their jobs. Now, Silicon Valley jobs have been known for their amazing perks and sky-high salaries, but apparently post-pandemic, the higher-ups are experiencing a lot more stress. Data is from a report called Substance Use in the Corner Office, conducted by a pollster for mental health and wellness company All Points North. Now, Axios reported on this and said that the top findings include 4 in 5 tech execs are taking medications or controlled substances, and among that cohort, 1 in 2 use them every day or nearly every day. 1 in 2 self-reported as qualifying as heavy drinkers, 3 to 7 drinks per day. 1 in 3 use controlled substances such as amphetamines and sleeping pills specifically to cope with work stress and long hours. And now let's clarify what they meant there. Controlled substances are drugs or medication that possess the potential for being misused and are considered to be substances that have a substantial high risk of resulting in substance use disorders. Now, federal and state laws strictly regulate them, and they're divided into 5 schedules. Now, these include everything from Adderall to fentanyl to cocaine and to Xanax. From Employee Benefits Now, poor mental health plagues the group as a whole, as 36% of senior leaders are on antidepressants and almost half use painkillers such as Oxycontin to manage work anxiety. Some tech workers say a culture of substance use has become normalized within the industry, creating a greater potential for abuse. Now, from Employee Benefits News, almost a third of tech leaders say they consume alcohol or controlled substances while on the job, according to the Censuswise survey. Now, that heavy reliance on substances is likely to do with the fact that, according to Axios, 3 in 4 tech executives say that recent layoffs, the future risk of AI replacing their roles, have negatively affected their health. Since the start of 2023, more than 200,000 employees have been laid off from tech companies, and unsurprisingly, the consequences of layoffs are severe across every industry. This is not just limited to the tech industry. Layoffs have been shown to increase the likelihood of suicide by about 2.5 times and early mortality rates by 15 to 20%, according to the National Bureau of Economic Research. Those doing the firing also face dire consequences. Managers who issue notices report increased health issues, sleep problems, and even feelings of depersonalization. Cenk, I'll just say, going through law school, I met a lot of attorneys, and I really did see a culture of heavy drinking in this industry. I think it's an industry that's well known for having alcohol abuse issues, and to sort of see this also plaguing other industries, I think is really concerning that people feel like to cope with the stress of their job, they need to rely on these substances. I'm always someone who says I want to, work to live, not live to work. So, but these jobs, these people are working insane hours. It's literally like just to de-stress, they feel like they have to use these substances, and it really has a negative effect on them.
Yeah, some of these numbers are bananas. So first of all, 4 out of 5 ain't no joke. Now, look, I get it. It's got the sleeping pills and all that stuff in there, and it's got pot in there. So once you throw pot in, we can get a high number, keep it real, right? And in my experience, sorry, but to this particular community, but folks with high educations that are non-immigrants, like those, the uppers, the downers, etc. I've seen it my whole life. That's Tuesday, right? So I'm not overly surprised by that. But the hard drugs, like 1 out of 3, are like, they seem like they're wasted. Those are serious drugs, right? And then 1 out of 2 are drinking 3 to 7 drinks per day. I don't know if I'm the soft one, but 7 drinks a day is a lot of drinks, dude. Like, you got to get through like that's a task to get through 7 drinks. So, but again, I don't know, maybe I'm soft. Mondale, what do you think?
Even if it's small drinks, 7 ounces is a lot of alcohol by itself. That's a lot of alcohol. That's a lot of drinks. Maybe they included water in those 7 drinks. Who knows? Like, maybe they just drink the water. Controlled substance might mean food. Food may be an addictive drug in this. But listen, let's be serious. I find it extremely hard for me to feel any remorse for tech execs. I mean, this is a group who unleashed Instagram on the world, knowing all of the negative effects. They released Facebook on the world without telling us what was gonna happen to people. So I don't really feel soft. They're also the same group that are getting their legs stretched for $75,000 over 3 months by his doctor. So I'm not really. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, I mean, yeah, to Mondale's point, look, I got sympathy for all of them, especially because digital media, our industry's been devastated, tons of layoffs, et cetera. Now, having said that, it is a very rare story that where it's executives that are hurting as opposed to the average guy, right? So I get the schadenfreude for that, I do.
I'm sorry, I have to say something about the leg stretching because that is the most absurd surgery. If you're willing to have your bones broken to be like an inch taller, you deserve all the pain and suffering that you receive on the back end from that. Sorry, have you seen that, Cenk? It's not.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. No, it's insanity. It's insanity. Look, we covered now like half a dozen stories coming out of Silicon Valley with tech executives doing the wildest, craziest, nuttiest things. Like they almost don't know what to do with their money. But remember, not every executive is the same. Like some of those CEOs, founders have gazillions of dollars, but some of these guys are probably middle management and are worried to death that they're gonna get fired and not gonna be able to get another job. So, and then, but I don't think that the pill popping and the not the meth, the mushroom, magic mushrooms and the LSD and like the 17 drinks are gonna help. So I'd go in a different direction. Therapist, that makes sense. But this stuff, that's not gonna help you in the long run.
Can we pull up the Jabuki tweet really quickly, just because I think it perfectly encapsulates this story? He tweeted, "How are people out here with no therapy, not taking any prescribed or illicit drugs, just raw dogging reality?"
Oh, that's a hilarious thing. I learned that today, that term. Like that if you're just going through life without drugs, you're raw dogging reality. I didn't know I was a raw dogger. I've been doing it this whole time, didn't know it. Okay, learn something new every day. Okay, I thought raw dogging was just for Donald Trump. Oh, different raw dogging. Okay, got it. All right. Anyways, we gotta go. We're a hilarious bonus episode for the members. TYT.com/joiner. If you're on YouTube, hit the join button below, and we'll see you there in a minute. Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.